Most travelers believe they know at least one secret for finding cheap airfare. Buy on Tuesday. Search after midnight. Clear your cookies. Open an incognito browser. Call and request the unadvertised senior rate. Wait until the last minute. Dress well and politely ask for an upgrade. But the reality is completely different. Most of those strategies were created around an airline industry that no longer exists, or they take a tiny possibility and present it as a guaranteed rule. And here is the part that becomes expensive. A traveler can follow every so-called airfare hack, save $20 on the ticket, and then lose hundreds through baggage fees, bad connections, distant airports, non-refundable restrictions, or a missed cruise. By the end of this video, you will understand which flight booking myths are harmless, which are costly, and how older travelers can use flexibility to gain an advantage younger passengers often do not have. Myth number 1. Tuesday is always the cheapest day to buy. This may be the most repeated airfare rule on the internet. The story sounds logical. Airlines supposedly release new fares on Monday evening. Competitors respond on Tuesday. Therefore, Tuesday afternoon becomes the magical booking window. Years ago, pricing updates sometimes moved through slower and more predictable cycles. But modern airfare can change constantly. A price may drop on Wednesday morning, rise that afternoon, fall on Saturday, and disappear Sunday night. Demand changes. Inventory changes. Competitors adjust. A lower booking class sells out. A special fare expires. No weekday guarantees the lowest price. The day you fly may matter more than the day you buy. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday departures can sometimes be less expensive than high-demand Friday or Sunday flights. But even that is not universal. The stronger strategy is date comparison. Search several departure dates. Move the return by 1 day. Compare nearby weeks. Set price alerts. Watch the route long enough to recognize its normal range. The goal is not to discover a magical day. It is to identify an acceptable price before it disappears. Myth number 2. Airlines raise the fare. Because you searched twice. You search for a flight at breakfast. The ticket costs $387. You check again after lunch. Now it costs $429. The conclusion seems obvious. The website detected your interest and raised the price to pressure you, so you clear your cookies, switch devices, and open private browsing. Sometimes the lower price reappears. That feels like proof. But several other things may have happened. Someone purchased the last seat in the cheaper fare category. The airline updated inventory. The price displayed earlier was no longer available when the system verified it. Demand increased. A connection changed. A website briefly showed cached information. Private browsing can reduce certain forms of personalization and create a cleaner search session. It is not a guaranteed entrance to a secret fare database. Use it if you prefer. But do not confuse it with a complete strategy. Compare the airline's website with a reputable flight search tool. Check the exact itinerary. Include seat, baggage, and payment fees. Then judge the final price. Myth number 3. Every airline has a hidden senior discount. The phrase senior discount is powerful. It implies that once you reach a certain age, a lower fare may be waiting behind a phone call or secret menu. Some airlines, routes, travel organizations, and regional programs may offer age-related pricing. Many do not. Even when a senior fare exists, it is not automatically the lowest available price. Imagine a public promotional fare of $340. The airline also offers a senior fare of $375, with slightly different rules. A traveler chooses the second because it is labeled a discount. The word discount has just cost $35. Always ask when appropriate. But compare the result against every available public fare. Also compare flexibility. A senior fare that allows easier changes may be worth more than a rigid promotional fare. The important measurement is not the percentage supposedly removed. It is the total price and value of the itinerary you are actually buying. Myth number 4. The cheapest ticket is the smartest ticket. A 68-year-old couple finds a flight for $289. The nonstop option costs $367. The cheaper itinerary includes a connection of 42 minutes in a large airport. It departs before sunrise. Seat selection costs extra. Checked baggage costs extra. And the second flight is the final departure of the evening. On paper, they saved $156 together. Then the first flight arrives late. They miss the connection. The airline rebooks them the following morning. They pay for dinner, medication supplies from their checked bag are inaccessible, and the first day of the tour is lost. The cheapest ticket was not the least expensive trip. Older travelers should calculate the total cost of friction. Baggage, seats, transportation to a distant airport, overnight hotels, long layovers, meal costs, physical exhaustion, missed reservations. A slightly higher fare can be financially superior when it removes a major failure point. Myth number 5. Tight connections. Save time. Online booking systems often display connections that meet the airline's minimum requirements. That does not mean the connection is suitable for you. A 45-minute transfer may assume the first flight arrives on time, a gate is immediately available, passengers deplane efficiently, and the next gate is reasonably close. Now add a restroom stop, a terminal change, a mobility limitation, a delayed wheelchair attendant, or unfamiliarity with the airport. The connection that appeared efficient can become the most stressful hour of the trip. Treat connection time as a risk budget. Large airport? Add margin. International transfer? Add margin. Mobility assistance? Add margin. Cruise or tour beginning soon after arrival? Add even more margin, and strongly consider arriving the previous day. The airline's minimum connection time protects the schedule it is willing to sell. It does not necessarily protect your vacation. Myth number 6. Last-minute flights. Our usually cheaper travelers hear about last-minute hotel deals and discounted cruise cabins. They assume airline seats operate the same way. Sometimes a week flight is discounted close to departure. Award availability can appear. A tour operator may release unused inventory. But airlines also know that many last-minute passengers have urgent reasons to travel. Business meetings, family emergencies, funerals, medical situations. Those customers have less flexibility and may pay more. Waiting for the last minute is especially risky when your flight connects to a cruise, wedding, international tour, or non-refundable reservation. The smarter approach is to begin observing early. Set an alert. Identify the normal price range. Choose the maximum amount you are comfortable paying. Then book when the fare and itinerary meet your needs. Do not attempt to catch the absolute lowest price. You only recognize the bottom after it has passed. Myth number 7. Third-party booking sites are always cheaper. A third-party website may display a lower fare. Sometimes the savings are genuine. But a ticket has two prices, the purchase price and the problem price. Suppose your flight is canceled. The airline says the agency controls the ticket. The agency says the airline must approve the change. You wait while replacement seats disappear. Or the airline changes the schedule by 4 hours. You want a refund. But the agency charges a service fee or requires a separate process. Third-party booking can work well for straightforward trips. But before saving a modest amount, ask, who controls changes? Who issues refunds? Can you select a seat? Is checked baggage included? How quickly can you reach support? Does the reservation show correctly in the airline's system? For a complex international itinerary, a cruise connection, or a passenger requiring assistance, direct booking may provide control worth paying for. Myth number 8. Booking directly is always best. The reverse rule can also become a myth. Direct booking may simplify changes, but it is not automatically cheapest or most suitable. A reputable travel advisor may have access to packages, group inventory, cruise air arrangements, or support that improves the trip. A tour company may coordinate airport transfers and protect the connection between the flight and tour. A credit card travel portal may offer benefits, but could also complicate changes. There is no universal booking channel. The right choice depends on complexity and risk. Simple domestic flight with flexible dates? Direct booking is often straightforward. Complicated trip involving multiple airlines? A knowledgeable advisor may add value. Cruise package with guaranteed transfer support? The cruise arrangement may be worth comparing. The key is to understand who owns the reservation when something goes wrong. Myth number 9. Basic economy is fine. Because all seats arrive together. Technically, yes, every cabin reaches the same destination, but the value difference appears before takeoff and after disruption. Basic economy may restrict seat selection, changes, upgrades, baggage, boarding order, or refund options. Rules differ by airline and route. For a solo traveler with no checked bag, those restrictions may be acceptable. For a couple wanting to sit together, a traveler needing a specific seat, or someone connecting to an important departure, the limitations can be expensive. Do not compare basic economy with standard economy only by price. Compare what you must add back: seat assignment, bag fee, change flexibility, boarding position, loyalty benefits. After those additions, the supposed bargain may disappear. Myth number 10. Dressing well can get you a free upgrade. This myth survives because it makes a wonderful story. A couple dresses elegantly. They mention an anniversary. The gate agent smiles and moves them to first class. Unexpected upgrades can happen, but modern airline upgrade systems commonly prioritize elite status, fare class, upgrade certificates, points, paid bids, operational requirements, and other recorded factors. The gate agent may have very little discretion. Kindness still matters. A polite passenger may receive better help when multiple solutions are available. But courtesy should not be treated as a currency that purchases first class. Realistic upgrade strategies include monitoring paid upgrade offers, using points or miles, buying premium economy, using an upgrade certificate, bidding where the airline allows it, or paying for the cabin when the value justifies the cost. Dress well because it makes you comfortable and confident, not because you expect the wardrobe to override the airline's priority list. Myth number 11. Loyalty is automatically rewarded. A traveler may use the same airline for 20 years and feel deeply loyal, but loyalty programs reward measurable behavior: status, annual spending, flight activity, fare class, credit card use, program rules. The airline does not know you have defended it in conversations for 2 decades. It knows what appears in your account. That does not make loyalty useless. An airline credit card may save money through checked bag benefits, boarding privileges, points, or companion benefits, but the fee must be compared with actual use. If you check bags on several flights with the same airline, the card may pay for itself. If you fly once every 2 years, the annual fee may be wasted. Never pursue status without calculating what it costs. Travelers sometimes spend hundreds or take unnecessary trips to earn benefits worth less than the spending required. Status can feel like achievement. That feeling is exactly why loyalty programs work. The Retiree Advantage Airlines. Do not advertise. Older travelers often possess the most valuable airfare benefit available: flexible time. A working parent may need to fly Friday evening and return Sunday night. A retired traveler may leave Wednesday morning and return Tuesday. That flexibility can lower fares, improve seat availability, and reduce airport stress. Use flexible date calendars. Compare multiple airports. Consider shoulder seasons. Stay an extra night if it lowers both airfare and risk. Choose the first flight of the day when reliability matters, but avoid an impossibly early departure that destroys your energy. Consider one-way fares on different airlines if the combination improves timing. And price the entire trip, not merely the flight. A ticket that is $50 cheaper but requires a $100 hotel is not cheaper. The 4 numbers to compare. Before booking, first, the full cash price. Include bags, seats, and payment fees. Second, the time cost. How many total travel hours? How early must you leave home? How long is the connection? Third, the failure cost. What happens if the flight is delayed? Is it the last departure? Will you miss a cruise or tour? Fourth, the physical cost. How much walking? How long will you sit? Will you arrive capable of enjoying the first day? Cheap airfare myths succeed because travelers want certainty. They want one correct day, one secret browser, one senior code, or one sentence that unlocks an upgrade. But airfare is not a puzzle with one permanent solution. It is a changing marketplace. Your advantage comes from flexibility, comparison, and protecting the entire trip, not winning a small victory over the ticket price. And after you book, the next collection of myths appears at the airport. Some videos claim every passenger over a certain age is being secretly evaluated. Others promise automatic pre-boarding, easier security, and guaranteed privileges. The difference between a genuine passenger right and a viral invention could determine whether your travel day feels calm or chaotic. That is what we expose in the next episode.